Welcome to Self Love Sundays, Glue and Capri Style, live in the Glue Factory. We have with us once again trans man Sebastian. We're going to give you all a brief synopsis of Sebastian's journey to where we are today. And if you have any questions along the way, any glue questions along the way, no bullying in the Glue Factory. If you don't like it, get the hell out. But for right now, we get ready to talk to you all about Sebastian's transition from female to male. Talk to him, Sebastian.
Alright, well, if nobody has watched the series before, a little bit about me. I'm 32, married from Chicago.
I don't think I do that. Black don't crack. Okay.
But I live here in Virginia now. As a child, I always felt like something was different about me. When I hit 31, I decided on my birthday that it was time for me to make the transition from female to male. It started just by me talking to my wife about it, and we went to the LGBT Center in Norfolk, where I started a counseling program. And on July the 31st, 2015 is when I took my first shot of testosterone. Testosterone is used to enhance change, as far as my facial hair, which I have, my voice, just changes in my body to become more of the man medically. But I'm also changing physically and emotionally on my own. So that's just basically how I started my transition, and it's been a year and a month, well, a couple months since my transition. So we've just been talking about different issues that I've been going through, and just preparing and helping people understand what's transgender like, and if you think that you are, how to get it started, and just how to move on from there.
All right, and I appreciate you for recapping that. And I'll be honest with you, Glue Land, it's hard for me to always recap things that I know about people, because I know at times it gets uncomfortable for people to answer the same questions over and over again and redundantly. We just want to be ourselves, and I know Sebastian just wants to be himself as well and not repetitively have to answer these questions. If you all have any questions today, feel free to ask your glue questions, and we go, if you can, we're gonna look at all three cameras periodically, because we're watching all three. Sebastian, I wanted to talk to you myself about two things, and we're gonna let the people in Facebook Live ask some questions. Keita, do you have anyone watching there?
Yes, we have some watchers.
All right, for those of you that are watching, we appreciate you and our pinky toes. If you have any questions, please make sure you post those, and Keita's gonna ask those questions to myself or Sebastian so we can answer those for you. And please make sure that you can hear us, because still, I have a cheap ass Android phone, and I get my iPhone in January. Right now, Glue Land, Sebastian, today is Self Love Sundays.
Okay.
And I know it's been a year and 2 months or so since your transition. I want you to fill in this blank for me. If not for self-love, I would not
be alive.
Okay, and that's just point blank simple. You got nothing else to say.
That's the honest truth. I feel like if I didn't love myself, I wouldn't be alive here. Unfortunately, when you transition and you do something that's besides the norm, because people want you to be born as you are. They say that God doesn't want you to change something that He created, which I get and I understand, but I feel like if God wanted me to be the same woman that I was, I would never have any thoughts about this. So I feel like God guided me to be the man that I am now. And there's been times where, it's hard to say this, but you have to be truthful, that suicide has crossed my mind, not being who I am, not being accepted, because there are still people who don't get it. There's still harsh criticism, and it's hard to take. You look at yourself in the mirror and you say to yourself, what am I doing so wrong that nobody could get and nobody could be my support? You want all the support in the world when you're doing something different, because that support, when it's hard out there, it's going to be the thing that lifts you up. And at one point in time, when I first started these thoughts, I was in college. I was in my 20s. So I had friends, or I thought friends, and they didn't really support it. It was just like, okay, what do you want to do, you know? And then when I became older and I still had this thought of being a man, it was still like, no, what are you doing? This is the wrong thing to do. So I don't think if I didn't love myself, I would still push myself, you know, every day. I go to work, I'm challenged there. I'm, you know, in a public place, I'm still challenged. I still hear her, even when it's him. So, you know, I don't think I would be alive, but I really appreciate the fact that I do love myself enough. There's still more room to grow, you know, but I love myself enough to be here and keep pushing, because there's people like me who haven't made it there. There's people who have ended their lives, and we have to remember them, and I feel like I'm that spark to help them keep going. And if you're at this place, you just got to keep going, and that's why I'm still here, because, you know, I love myself enough.
And that's why Sebastian is in the glue factory, for the simple fact of what he just said. If you're where he's at, he's quite sure it's hard for you, just as it was hard for him, but he may be further along than what you are in your transition or acceptance that you're not in the right body, which is a hard thing to do, quote unquote, for anybody. If you don't feel you're where society say you should be, and you have to change something to be okay with you, considering everyone outside of yourself typically dominates what you do and think for yourself, because we care about people more than ourselves. So it is a job to practice self-love and becoming what I call your true blue self. And I appreciate you for stepping into your true blue self, coming to the Glue Factory to share that with those in need, and even myself. You know, you inspire me in a lot of ways that you don't know. And I just want to tell you, thank you for letting this be the place for you to come and say you're comfortable in your own skin. It's a journey.
Yeah.
But damn it, I'ma make it.
Yeah.
Okay. And I appreciate that. Any questions, anything, Keita, yet? Come on, come on, Facebook Live. Don't let us do this by ourselves.
Yeah,
Make sure you ask those questions, because we know you have some on your mind. And typically, you know, we don't ask because we've been taught not to ask. But here in the Glue Factory, it's a safe space. If you have a question, we're going to answer it. So don't walk out feeling what word I want to use. You don't have to be ignorant. Ignorance is not bliss when you have someone that can answer that question for you, and you can have some informative information when it comes up again in your societal conversations. Another question I want to ask you. A lot of people aren't going to think that this question is relevant because they may not think about it in their heterosexual lives.
Right.
In our homosexual lives, and being masculine identified women, well, not women, but masculine identified in our gayness, the world is already looking at us like we're men.
Right.
And they treat us like we're men. They think we want to be men. And actually, I'm going to stop this right here because I want to make sure we can get this answer on the flip side. The question is going to be, how do you feel about the police brutality going on today and having the transition into a male? We already had issues as studs.
Yeah.
Now that you've transitioned over, what does that feel like to you? Have you ever been approached in a negative situation? And for yourself, do you ever walk out the door and say, let me drive carefully today, let me make sure my lights and my license and everything are updated? Right now, Blue Land, we're going to stop this here. Be great. Start your upper movement today, for tomorrow is a promise. Remember that God loves unconditionally everyone, and it's our duty to give love unto everyone, even you, even you, even you. Sebastian, tell everybody that's glue, baby.
That's glue, baby.
That's glue, baby. Get tested for HIV/AIDS, please.